Alright, so this is my recording for the movie that we watched, Time for School, and just my thoughts and insights about how I felt about this movie. Um, they first start out in Afghanistan with a little girl who has lots of hopes and dreams for going to school and getting an education. She lives in Afghanistan. 1/3 of Afghanistan children are in school, and these are mostly men. Only the guys are allowed to go to school. It's very against their culture for women to go to school. So they're prohibited to go to school. So they do attend school, but they have to attend at night. They only go after hours. The school is gated off. It's a gated community. There's security guards. They um, have them check their purses for any bombs when they go in, because it's just very scary to let your child attend school, especially women, because that's so out of the normal. And they start school at age 11, which is very interesting and different to me because everybody here in America starts school at around age 3 and they're learning to read and write. By age 5, we've got mathematics and different things that are very stressed that we need to learn early. And they don't start till 11 because that's when they can get kind of away from home, away from their chores. They have more of a choice because they're a little bit older. In Afghanistan, by law, religion has to be taught in school. So they have like their pastor, father, preacher, whatever, come into the school and teach religion. I thought it was super cute because this girl in Afghanistan was really worried because she didn't get to study the night before her religion homework because she was doing so much of the chores. She has to go out and get the water, and you sit there and you watch her brothers not doing anything. They get to play outside the whole time, or they get to really sit around with their dads who don't do anything while the mothers cook. And the girls just slave away, but they're fine with it. That's just their culture. They don't even worry or second guess anything about why this would be weird because it's their normal. Like I said, boys don't do any of the housework, which is very different than here because we're so equal and making sure that it's like half and half. Men and women both have responsibilities in the home. So in Brazil, they talk about this little boy who has so many dreams. He wants to be a soccer player when he's older, and he wants to get a good education, and he's so smart. He's ahead in grades, and so in Brazil, I didn't know, but they pay their parents they pay the poor people for their kids to go to school because they want so badly the children to get an education. So they figure, hey, if we pay the parents, maybe they'll send their kids, which really works for them. And I don't know where they're getting the resources to pay parents for their kids to go to school, but I thought it was a pretty neat deal, I guess. In Brazil, they have invasions regularly. They're always worried about shootings or bombings. They have to shut down schools, or while they're going to school, they can hear people being shot, or other crime going on in the country. It's extremely scary. I can only imagine how that could affect your education and your lifestyle going to school. This little boy, like I said, has so many dreams to do bigger and better things. When he's older, he wants to be on a soccer team. But after he explains that he wants to do these things, it says, it's so dangerous to dream. It's not reality, to want a better life because you were born into this life and that's how it should be. You shouldn't want anything different. There in Brazil, school's kind of considered a second home because the mothers have a hard time. Moms go to work all the time, so they really don't see their moms. Their older sibling takes care of them. So they love to go to school because they have a teacher, an actual adult that will love and nurture them. So it's extremely nice to have a second place to go, a second home. And they all have so many dreams. All these children from different countries have so many dreams that they want to aspire to, but there's just not enough resources for them to gain greater education than maybe a 6th grade level, depending on what subjects or whatever. But after watching this video, I feel extremely blessed to live in a country where we enjoy the freedoms that we do, the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, education. We really can almost choose the teachers that we have. And there, it's you get placed with this one teacher, and that's the teacher that you have for the whole school year. And depending on how good she is or whatever, you're kind of stuck with it. I have experienced different kinds of education. Attended I was homeschooled until 7th grade. I attended a private school from 7th and 8th grade, and then I finally was in public school in 9th grade. So I kind of got different perspectives on education and how things were taught. We just have so many more resources that we can use here, so many more tests that we can take to test us into public school, into college, or whatever, which really makes it so that we have good teachers and students that are really dedicated to learning. So it's extremely interesting to watch these children in other countries that are just really struggling and wanting to learn so badly. We take for granted learning in America. Definitely, we complain about going to school, where these children are extremely excited. That's the best part of their day. But I really enjoyed the things that I learned from the first half of this video, and like I said, I now feel extremely blessed to live in the country that I do.